Today on the channel, we're driving that train high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed as we've got Casey Jones, Utrom from the NECA Mirage comic book line.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mirage comic book line unboxing and review. And today on the channel we've got Utrom and we've got Casey Jones. But remember, for all your other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. And of course, everything over $39 does ship free. So today, we're taking a look at these. These are starting to hit the stores right now as we speak. Targets, Walmarts, and I got to think other places as well. But an interesting line, as we've talked about before in some of these figures. The Mirage comics, obviously the start of the Ninja Turtle fan base, universe, whatever you want to call it, but also the one probably one of the deepest cuts of the Turtles line. Of course, most know the cartoon, most know the movies, and then it kind of gets a little foggy from there. But very cool looking figures we got right here to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about them like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about them, we're going to unbox them, we're going to talk about them. We're going to see where it goes from there. And let's start it off with old Utrom. Utrom, very weird name, Utrom, of course. Looks a lot like Krang, and these are the guys that actually invented the mutagen that made Splinter and the Turtles change, of course. It's a whole race of people, Utrom is, and of course Krang is one of those. And this is one of the robots they live in, of course. And then the robot gets destroyed, they move on, slither on out to another robot is how they work. But there he is in the packaging here. Very interesting packaging. We're so accustomed to the 2-packs. These are single packs, as you can see. NECA and Nickelodeon logos up top. The Turtle logos right there. And a little glamour shot action. Number 3 here, right here. And very interesting look to Utrom right there. And this side right here, there's a full-on glamour shot. And the back, no blurb, anything like that. Just a few pictures going on. What's happening. A little cross-sell down below. And we'll unbox all these guys on the channel as we always do, as you guys know. Very cool. But we're going to show this guy off, and I'm going to unbox both of these guys off with all the twist ties and everything, and then we'll be back talking about them. But then we got old Casey Jones driving that train like a young Grateful Dead. Not the biggest Grateful Dead fan. Dylan and the Dead, though. Oh, Bob Dylan, love him. But I think that was like 86, 85, something like that. That album came out. But there's Casey Jones, a staple of the Turtle universe. One of my all-time favorites, of course, Casey Jones as well. Hockey mask, can't beat it. Looking good down here. Got the glamour shot there. And then, of course, you got the plastic prison. Nice window box. NECA, Nickelodeon logos. Number 4, right here, Casey Jones. A little mean mugging picture. And that looks like a bad guy right there. But, oh, he's all good. He's all good right there, Casey Jones. And glamour shots and a cross sell. There it is. So I'm going to take Casey Jones and Utrom off camera. Get them unboxed. We'll be back talking all things Turtles. All right, we're out of the package. Let's break it down. Let's start with Utrom first. Let's start with the robot. Robots over humans? Sure, why not? Why not? Today we'll do that. It's a special day. Who knows? But let's start with the accessories first with this guy. Let's dive in with the hands first. So we get all kinds of extra hands. Once again, came to fight. He's got Fists of Fury on the robot over there. So he comes with 2 fists. Then we do get 2 gripping hands here. And we get 2 more gripping hands. So different grip styles. One a tighter grip, one a little bit looser. Very robot-esque. You got the wires going on, kind of the color shading going on between the blue and the black. Does match the figure as it should. So once again, choose your own hand adventure. Then we get a few tools here, and it looks like some robot tools. Not exactly sure what's going on here, but it almost looks like, yeah, I don't know. It looks very scientific, looks very... I don't know, looks very like outer space-like tools is what this looks. But you got a little bit of a wrench action here. Not even sure what you would call this. But nice red with a dark wash to it. But very cool with those, I guess. Probably not going to use those. I'm probably going to use the weapon, I got to be honest. And that's what we get here. We get a very space-like blaster going on. Very cool, very weird looking weapon. Looks like something like from outer space, but it is what it is. So we do get that. And then we get an interesting one, and I am not familiar with the Mirage comics. I have never read a Mirage comics. I think I've talked about that in the past as well, but it looks like you got a little space coffee cup or some kind of drink cup with a straw coming out of it. So it is what it is. I'm guessing this Utrom, maybe he's dining on some of this every once in a while. Maybe it's something that keeps him living. I don't know, but we do get that as a little throw in here. Now we get down to the figure, and we got two heads and a Krang-type body, I guess. But here is the Utrom, and I'm not sure. I think Utrom is the name of this guy. The robot probably doesn't have a name, or I could be totally wrong, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. But let's look at this robot first here, and let's walk through his articulation. His arms do go all the way around. You got single jointed elbows, hands removable, hands back and forth, side to side, head removable, back and forth, side to side, a little bit up, not so much down. You are blocked by his big chin. You do get a little waist at the top, a little hula hoop up there, and a little bit down below, so choose your own waist adventure, I guess. You can do a little bit of robot splits, and then you get, single jointed knees right there, and then ankles back and forth. Very interesting, big open chest cavity, of course, and that's where the Utrom does fit right in, so you slide him right in, and you can slide him right out, do what you want to do there. I guess we'll look at him really, really quick here. It does look like Krang. Whenever I see this, I think of Krang. You get the big old jagged teeth there, dark wash to it, the yellow eyes, the black pupils, very squid-like, very evil-like. Almost looks like an old friend of mine named Belial from Basket Case. Oh, Basket Case, you guys know about Basket Case. It reminds me of that almost. Close enough to be dangerous. But it does look interesting. It does scream robot all day long, and I could see people being able to put this robot in different collections as well. You could put this maybe with your RoboCop or your Aliens or something like that, because it does have a feel, kind of a generic robot feel to it, a little bit. But then the head on this guy, like I said, he's got the big kind of chin face going on, once again, yellow eyes, and then you got kind of that comic book paint all over it with the white spots against the blue and the black lining throughout. Looks really good. And then you get an extra head with this guy, which is always interesting. And this is a battle-damaged head. You got a big spot up there in the head where he's hit, his eyes falling out. Very cool to see a battle-damaged one. And we saw that on the little glamour shots on the packaging where this is slumped over and this guy's crawling out because the body's been destroyed. And he's probably going to go find a new body, I would assume, is what his plans are. But I don't know. I'm not sure exactly which head I'm going to use. I'll have to figure it out. Stay tuned for that. But not bad. Very cool looking robot here. I love that you can plug and play him. It's almost like two figures in one in some ways. But it is kind of cool. It's Krang, like an android body, but totally different than the cartoon, which I always say I am the most familiar with. But I do like the looks of this guy. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use this Chemical Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Oh, what do you know? He fits like a glove on a whole ringside stand, looking really good right there. So there you go. The Utrom is here. A very interesting one. A very cool one. Once again, the Mirage. If you're all in on the Mirages, you're going to love this. If you're a person that only knows cartoons or movies, these might not be for you, and I totally get that. But one guy that is for me all day long and twice on Sunday, that's Casey Jones. My all-time favorite non-turtle character in the Turtle universe. There you go. Always loved Casey Jones as a kid. You know, name-dropping Jose Canseco with Raphael, a little of that. Oh, little 8-year-old Kyle or so. He was all in on that one. But let's start this guy off with the accessories as we always do. Once again, he came to fight. He's got 2 Fists of Fury on him. And then we do get gripping hands. Let's see. Yeah, we get 2 skinny gripping hands and 1 a little bit larger gripping hand for the different weapons here. So once again, choose your own hand adventure. Nice gray gloves, kind of a grayish blue glove. No fingers on them. Nice skin tone color there. Looking really good. We get an extra head. We'll talk about those. We'll talk about the mask. Let's look at these weapons. Of course, he does have his backpack. I guess a golf bag is what this is. Nice brown leather. Kind of some wear to it. You got the black lines. It's not straight, crispy, new. You can see this thing's got some bends in it. It's got to look kind of aged a little bit, but really nice, of course, for storing all these weapons. Always appreciate that. And then we do get the weapons. So we get... What are these, cricket bats? No, they're not cricket bats. Those are flat, if I correctly remember. I guess they're baseball bats. Really short, small baseball bats. Baseball bats have seen some things, a lot of wear and tear. They got wrapping on them. If you ever played baseball back in the day, of course, you'd wrap your bats when they'd get a little crack in them, things like that. Try to get as most life out of them as you can. We got some of that going on, and I don't think he was cracking baseballs with these. He was cracking heads open, but really good. So you got the 2 baseball bats for Casey Jones there. Then you got the big old hockey stick, which is always a cool weapon as well. Once again, wrapped all over, nice brown to it, looking really good. And then a driver, of course, at a golf club. Always a great weapon. Always great to drive somebody's face. You can't beat that. And those all, of course, fit in the bag, looking really good. Now we turn our attention to old Casey Jones here. We get 2 versions of Casey Jones in the head department. And I guess the extra head is an unmasked Casey Jones. This doesn't do it for me. Obviously, he did take the mask off, especially in the movie. The mask came off. But I'm just not a fan of maskless Casey Jones. I like him in a mask. I like what I like. You guys know how that goes. But of course, you can have him maskless, and then he can be holding this mask in his hands if you want to. So very cool, different dynamic for Casey Jones. If you want a little something different, like maybe you got a lot of Casey Jones, they're all unmasked. Maybe you want this one unmasked. Choose your own adventure, but it doesn't really work for me. It's what I want out of Casey Jones. I'm not going to be using this, but that's just me. That's just me. So now we bust out the figure. Of course, articulation is going to be the exact same as Utrom here, with a little bit of differences, as we do get double-jointed knees, double-jointed elbows on him. Obviously, this is a human character, not a robot, so he's not as stiff as Utrom, the robot. Head, of course, is removable as well, as we talked about that. But it is Casey Jones. I think if you hand this to anybody, even if they don't know anything about comic book Ninja Turtles, say they just know the cartoon, they just know the movie, they're going to be able to tell you, yeah, that's Casey Jones. It's a guy that's mask-defined a generation, really, Casey Jones, with his hockey mask. Very, very cool. He's got his kind of sweatshirt cut off, crop top, an interesting look, even back in the 80s and 90s. And then he's got his blue sweatpants and his boots going on. Very interesting look to Casey Jones, but one I'm here for. I really do like it. I love the blue. I love the color pattern here with the black in there, giving it really a cartoon comic vibe. I think that does really pop. It does really look good. And this whole Mirage line of figures that we've unboxed over the years on the channel, they're very artsy to me. Obviously, it's a comic book. It is art. We get that. But these look like something that wouldn't feel out of place in like a formal living room or something. You know, you got a bookshelf, you got a nice bookends with books up there, you got like a globe, you got things like that, you got some flowers, and you stick a couple of these guys up there. They just look artsy enough that they fit in, but they're also action figures. And maybe I'm crazy once again at that as well. Maybe I'll sneak them into our living room upstairs, see if my wife notices. That's always a fun game we like to play. Maybe I will do that. Who knows? But he does look good. I do like this Casey Jones. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? We're going to find out right now, and it looks like he does. Oh, what do you know? So Casey Jones fits on the Mattel ringside stand. So if you're looking for your stands for these at a cheap, cheap price, it is the big time. The big sales at Ringside Collectibles going on right now. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself even 10% more. As a 10-pack of stands, I think right now are $2.99. And like I said, Kyle saves you 10% on that. Got to get a deal. This is the time of year I stock up on all my stands basically for the year. I ordered just a ton because you can save so much money this time of year. But Casey Jones fits pretty good. Not a bad one. I do prefer these two over the ones I got at Walmart. That's another video here on the channel where I got the Foot Soldier and Shredder in the all-white edition. Very artsy on those two. These ones still artsy, but I like the color. I like the dab of color. I don't want to live my life in black and white. There you go. So Casey Jones, Utrom, 2 thumbs up for me for what they are. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking these two up? You passing? You're playing the long game? You unsure? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. It always helps the channel to give it the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the notification bell, as you guys would be shocked how many messages I get every day. Kyle, when are you going to unbox this? When are you going to do this? Well, I did it a month ago. I did it 6 weeks ago. I did it 3 days ago. That notification bell helps you to at least know what is going. And hey, maybe you're not going to watch it now, but at least it's in your head that, hey, Kyle did do that review. I do pretty much everything, as you guys know, and it goes fast on the channel. It's easy to miss a video. So check it out, or just search Kyle Peterson, Casey Jones, and you might find a video like this as well. Don't forget about the Patreon, link in the description below. Best way to support the channel and all the content that we have here. Of course, you get bonus Q&A video every month. You get giveaways. You get early access to videos. All kinds of other stuff going on with the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Pick up a t-shirt. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Sir Paul64 over there on Twitter and Instagram. _Kyle_Peterson. So for Utrom and Casey Jones, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.